We're now interested in what you should not do in a mentoring relationship.
I think it's just building on what's been said is basically telling somebody what to do. There's certainly been situations in my life where people have asked me, you know, sort of a fairly binary question as to whether they should do something or not. And, you know, I suppose my standard response to that is, well, what do you think you should do? I think the worst thing that you can do is make a decision for a mentee. They need to make that themselves.
And what about in the reverse?
In the reverse, where the mentee's telling the mentor. Again, I suppose it's a point again picked up here. I think the relationship should be one that does create space and time to reflect on things. I don't think that, you know, it's the wrong relationship to be accessing quick decisions. They're really things that you're contemplating that will influence a path, or I mean, there may be. I mean, certainly there have been times when, you know, Megan's had to make a fairly big call on something, and she'll call me and we'll discuss it. And, you know, I mean, I'm chairman of a publicly listed company and she's the CEO. So, I mean, obviously there's a chair-CEO relationship there. But when it's her trying to make the right call as the individual who is the CEO of the company, again, I think it's very important for her to understand that it's not appropriate for her to ask me straight out a yes or no, or and the same in reverse. I think the basis of a good relationship is consideration. It's reflection and consideration.
I'm thinking here, I guess, from a mentee's perspective, especially on a one-to-one, and certainly a lot of our mentees, once we've matched them, they get incredibly anxious. So I guess all mentors in the room, just be aware that sort of somebody gets very anxious before actually approaching you. And I guess I try and work with our mentees to say, it's okay, you know, your mentor said yes, they've agreed to this. I haven't forced them to do it, you know, so trust that they want to do it, it's okay. So, and because of that anxiety, I often find mentees are very reluctant to kind of make that first move. And it's really about sort of taking that responsibility and that initiative to actually contact the mentor and sort of be willing to do that and actually kind of take a deep breath and just do it, and often go through many gatekeepers. As we know, sometimes mentors have many gatekeepers that you need to work through to actually get to them, but nonetheless to do that, to accept that the mentor wants to be part of that relationship, because chances are they're going to get something out of it too.
Mentoring is not about flying on the coattails of your mentor and their success. Sometimes it can be confused with that when we think people have interest in approaching others who have done really well and had great success, and that you can kind of just duck in behind them and follow along. And to me, that's really strongly not what a mentorship relationship looks like. And unfortunately, I think sometimes people can have the expectation that that's what it is. And I don't think you're helping yourself, because you're probably denying what is your unique and amazing contribution that you're going to make on your own. And also that, that's somebody else's life, and you've got something to offer. And so you want to have them help you to grow and be strong and do amazing things. And they're not there to just pave a way for you and your career. So you don't want to enter it with those expectations.
If you approach the relationship as not as something that is going to necessarily accelerate your career, but really enable you to grow and and fulfill your potential, I think if you enter the meeting with that attitude, then you will get a lot more out of it. And I think conversely, as a mentor, I think it's about putting yourself in their shoes, realising that, you know, the challenges that someone early in their career are facing are very often quite significant challenges, and that you shouldn't have a judgment on those decisions. You should be very open to providing, you know, honest and credible feedback, even if it's not necessarily what the mentee wants to hear. But ultimately, it's about personal development, not necessarily someone telling you how to accelerate or get you to the next stage. It's sort of deeper than that.
I guess my short answer to what isn't it would be it's not a coffee. So it's not sitting down with someone and just enjoying a coffee as you may do with a friend. It actually is, in a sense, work. And I think the word that comes to mind for me is discipline. I think you do have to be very disciplined around the relationship. And what I mean by that is you have to have an agenda when you meet the person, whether or not that's formal or informal, but you do have to have a sense of why you're meeting and what you want to get out of that particular meeting. And also the mentor, of course, has to have that sense too. So the discipline is around your preparation and around making sure that the mentor knows that you are wanting to meet with the person. Sometimes it can be difficult to find times to meet with people who are very, very busy. But I think that if they understand that you're very keen to do that, they will make time. And that, again, is around that discipline of the relationship and how you handle it.